When we do our live shows, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, everybody make just enough noise. Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody. It's Wednesday, the 21st of the September. I'm Ryan Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, the championship edition of Matthew Amberg. Sounds disturbingly like Pac-Man Championship Edition.
It's very championship-like.
I didn't realize that was the requirement. I guess, now that makes sense, actually.
Does it? I just wanted to help you.
No, it doesn't.
Good.
I say that for the viewers. Nothing makes sense.
It doesn't.
They're still viewing the podcast. It's been almost 2 years.
Almost.
It's going to be 2 years next month, man.
It's crazy. I'm actually looking forward to it because we're not doing anything special for it.
Nope.
We haven't made any fanfare for it. And in fact, we kind of both probably forgot about it until right now.
Yeah. In fact, if anything, we've been doing a whole lot less lately in preparation.
Well, I think that's working out better for us.
And everybody and viewers like people.
Now, speaking of viewers, we're going to dive right into this. All right. So
let's dive.
I only really watched like 2 movies this week. One of them, though, is where we're going to focus our time here.
I don't like where this is.
Okay.
No.
So recently, on my personal Facebook page.
Okay. All right. I didn't like it initially, and it went where I wasn't liking.
Yeah, good. Ryan,
not a movie either. I don't know if this is.
You know what? It's you called it a movie. I think
I called it a video.
I think you called it a movie in the video in the post. You called it a movie, but whatever.
Video.
Either way, it's a 15-minute short film created by Ryan. No. Okay, so this was an escape video called Old School, which, of course, it was. So a couple of things here. My number one question. So this video, Old School. I didn't
share this on the Zero Hit Point channel.
No,
I guess you did.
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't.
Well, no, you shared it to.
I shared it to my friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
So I can take it down if you don't want it shared. That's fine.
No, I put it up. I've made my bed.
Yes, correct.
Let's you and me lie in it.
I'm trying to. You just keep rustling the covers, and I'm just trying to get comfortable.
That's my MO. Ask my wife.
Yeah, you know what? So is mine. So it's this. I don't think we'd work well together in a bed. Anyhow, so okay, it's a 15-minute video about thereabouts. It's a skate video.
Okay. Like how you're describing it to me.
Yeah, no. Well, so I'm curious.
But you're probably not. This is for the
it's for the viewers. Yeah.
Right.
So how old were you when you made this?
It spans at least a couple years of high school,
because we can see your hair change a bunch of times.
Yeah, there's
no
at least
continuity.
2 hair changes in there.
No continuity.
Everything about it is amazing. Everything about it. Number one, the video is garbage. Like looking at it from both a production and pretty much everything else standpoint, I can't stand it. Like the audio is horrible. I edited with MP3s, which Final Cut Express at the time couldn't handle. This is right when I started going to film school, which they don't teach you anything about software. So I just got the software and then learned it. But,
okay.
Yeah, so that's why this was the first video I made in 2002.
All right.
Probably. But yeah, once you get into the video, you see it was made at least over the course of 2 sessions, which were the 2 times I, maybe with permission at least once, took my grandmother's video camera and recorded some skateboarding with my buddies.
You did. It was very entertaining. Now, here's the other part of this that I was fascinated by. I have known a lot of people in my life that were like, hey, man, I was a skater when I was younger. And you told me you were a skater. I did tell you that. I never think twice about it, because the one person that I actually did know that was like, yeah, I was a big skater. And there were all these pictures of him with a skateboard. Like when it came down to actually seeing him skateboard, he couldn't. He was an awful skateboarder. It was so it was the funniest.
Not an uncommon occurrence.
So I never really considered it after that. I just kind of assumed, you know what? I'm sure people are varying levels, but I don't know anybody that could actually do anything. I don't think I knew anybody that could actually even do a basic ollie well.
How old is this person? Or this,
well, now they're my age. They're 35, 36.
Okay, so I came up like this is late, or I guess mid 90s or whatever is when I was skateboarding. So it's after skateboarding took a dive after that was huge in the 80s.
Sure.
So I had the huge pants and the small wheels and all that
Which
stuff.
was really cool. I had those pants too, but not for those reasons.
But then I stopped skateboarding for a while, and then I ended up in college. Where I was in a writing class and I did a couple things.
I stopped skateboarding and suddenly I'm getting educated.
Yeah,
hey,
nice
PSA
SLC
there.
punk, like down to the. No, I'm Matthew Lillard.
You're not heroin Bob this time. That means I am.
But what happened? Like that was when it was exploding again, right? Like the X Games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like I got up at one point and I did this, like it was a writing class. So I did this, I wrote about skateboards, which is actually kind of fun because it was about researching. So I actually had to go to the library and like research scholarly, like published papers on skateboarding and its culture. So it ended up being really interesting, but my report ended up being more on the side of, because skateboarders weren't popular growing up. It was still kind of jocks versus skateboarders when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
The jocks tended to be popular, so we were kind of bottom rung.
You were the out group.
Sure. So my presentation was very much in that vein, and none of the I'm a little bit older, I guess. I'm 22, so these kids are probably a little bit younger than that. Nobody in that class got that presentation at all. Like the dude raising his hand, he's like, all the skaters were cool kids in high school. I'm like, what? I'm like, wow, how long have I been gone?
It only takes a year, man. It only takes a year to be gone, and suddenly everything is different.
So the reason I bring that up is maybe your friend is from, because at that point there was a zillion people that were skateboarders, quote unquote, but
no, I mean,
never.
These were also people that I knew growing up. Like, I mean, they were people.
Okay,
that,
all
like,
right, so
like,
not different. Okay,
I will never say I was a skater. I had a skateboard and I did skateboard on it, but I was never a skater. These are people that were like, that would go places that I wouldn't go. I didn't necessarily hang out with a ton of skaters. So it was never a me versus them. It was just not necessarily a group of people I hung out with. And when I did finally start hanging out with them, like there were a few that could skate fine, but most of them people that, like, especially now thinking back, like, yeah, man, I was a skater. No, you walked around with a skateboard, but I don't think I ever saw you use it. And I'm fairly certain if you did, you'd fall.
Well, so everybody falls.
No. But all the time.
Why do we?
Everybody poops too. Everybody poops. It's similar. Anyway, so I was just fascinated by, number one, it was cool to see, like, seeing the first of anything that anybody does. It's actually it's fun to go back, especially so many years later, and having seen all the quality stuff you produce for us, I can really see growth.
I renew my objection to not liking where this was going.
No, but it was cool, and it was cool to see that like you could do tricks, illusions.
Was a little tricky. Yeah, illusions, Michael.
Which, by the way, last night we restarted that.
Arrested
episode
Development?
1, Arrested Development.
You know what? I'll do it with you.
See, I knew you would. That's the best part.
Enough of any of that.
Yes.
What's did you watch a real movie? I would imagine, because you said 2, so I'm thinking the other one was a real legitimate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a movie. It was. There was film stock used, and
So out of the 2 movies you're going to mention, mine, the one I made in 2002 of me when I was 16, is going to be the better one.
Yeah.
Okay. What Transformers was it?
No, I watched Escape from L.A. this week.
Oh, that's better.
I love the movie. It's bad.
Right.
It is not a good movie. It's got a really fun cast though. Like and not so much the overall main cast, because I mean the main cast is essentially just Kurt Russell.
Right. Yeah.
But
so the main cast is great.
Yeah. Well, so the main cast is A+, top tier, gold stars. But all those like weirds that, like, Bruce Campbell has a weird little bit in it as the as the Surgeon General of Beverly Hills, and he's been carving people up and all that stuff to make all of his nurses and the people in that area all have really, really mutated bad plastic surgery look.
Okay, I haven't heard a bad thing about this movie yet.
So that's great, and of course, because he's a plastic surgeon or the Surgeon General, the thing he wants out of Snake is that beautiful blue eye. Valeria Golino pops up, and most people will remember her best as Topper Harley's girlfriend.
Oh, sure.
In
Ramada,
thank you. I knew it was a hotel, and I was like, it isn't the HoeJoe. Her name was not Howard Johnson. Ramada in the Top Secret is not the movie. In Hot Shots, the Hot Shots movies. She pops up in it. Steve Buscemi has a little bit in the movie, and he kind of.
So when does this get bad? Like, what's the bad part about?
What's
this
his
movie?
name? Peter Fonda pops up as a hippie surfer, where they end up surfing, and which is where the movie loses it. So the movie is fine in a very cheesy, awful kind of like that weird section of John Carpenter's career where we don't know what he was doing.
Before you go too much farther,
sure.
Were you turned on to this because you now have access to my queued movies list? Like, is that where you saw it and were like, I should watch that? Or did you get it from me? No?
I didn't get it from you. It was on Netflix.
Okay.
But it might have been, that might have been why it triggered, though, because I keep
part two, it's
it.
there because I haven't seen it yet. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little, I'm going to be stupid and say, don't spoil Escape from L.A. for me too much.
Oh, I won't. Don't worry. All of this stuff fits.
Dumbest thing ever said.
All of this stuff fits in very poorly together. It's a whole bunch of really weird vignettes starring Snake Plissken. Like, it's not as this movie, especially in comparison to New York, where New York is like this fully fledged, like filled out narrative of like him going through this thread. This really is like. It's the same movie, but vignetted into tiny little bits of now he's gonna. It's like Snake meets the Surgeon General. Ding.
The first one, I mean, for being what it wasn't necessarily wacky, right?
No, not at all.
It was pretty okay, yeah.
Not at all. It was. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward kind of sci-fi movie, you know.
So you were about to, but this is still done by Carpenter.
This is still Carpenter. It's like, and this was clearly them having fun, and that's what it is. The movie is fun. It's a ton of fun. You kind of have to take it as like, I almost look at this as this is the escalation of Snake Plissken in Fairy Tale. Like this is what somebody's telling somebody and how goofy it was, because it's just too ridiculous. The movie up until this, like it gets to like the halfway point, and there's this whole bit with Peter Fonda and a surfing scene, and it's just so bad. It is legitimately one of the worst things I think that Carpenter put on film was this decision. After that, the movie does kind of take this weird, I guess it kind of comes back up because it brings back, there's some other characters that you might recognize from Escape from New York that pop up. There's some references there.
Does it have a satisfying ending? Because even movies like this
know
what they are
this has
and
the
go
best.
Wacky.
Absolutely.
Like,
no.
When it gets to the end, it's like, okay, well, now we have to end this.
This movie freaking ends the best way. It is the best ending because it is so in character. It is so perfect for the world that they've built between the two movies. It is exactly what you want to see. And it's a definitive ending, too. Like, it's not a... There's a specific way that it's definitive, and it's not definitive in maybe the sense that you might be thinking it is. It's not that.
So Escape from Wherever Else Part 3 is not going to happen.
Never going to happen.
Okay.
I don't think it would.
Kind of disappointed, but okay.
So good though.
All right. Well, maybe we'll bring it back when I have plenty of free time, so I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, no, you're just rolling in it. Okay,
Boom.
now that we've touched on you and Kurt Russell, which are my two favorite subjects, what did you watch? Did you watch anything this week?
Did I?
That's what I asked.
It's not going to take that much longer. X-Men Apocalypse.
Ooh,
finally watched.
I have that sitting, waiting.
It's worth watching. It's, I believe, now received the accurate amount of things about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's no Days of Future Past, and it's you're watching the characters you like. That's cool. There's fine performances in there. The first half, I would say, actually does fine too, even if it is kind of a little skimpy on the action part, which is cool. Like whatever, like Fassbender kind of excels at that part, anyways.
He bends fast.
He does. But then the thing that turns into a real messy thing at the end.
Yeah,
it doesn't really pull it off. Not really.
Now, are we at Brett Ratner levels of bad here?
No. Don't ever speak his name again.
Sorry, I didn't want to bring the rat up. You know, no.
They made fun of X-Men 3 in Days of Future Past.
Yes, they did,
and also like dumped on it a whole bunch story-wise too. Like they pretended it didn't exist for all the right reasons.
No, they nuked that from orbit.
Yeah,
like,
it was
that
beautiful.
And that was one of the parts of that movie that endeared me to it immediately.
Yeah, totally. It was a good movie either way. Anyways,
true. But it was one of those things that was like Singer coming back and going, "This is my franchise," and you ruined it. You ruined it for everybody.
So there's an even more directed dig at X-Men 3 in this movie. So that part was just fine. Like,
yeah, well,
it's worth watching. Like, you'll enjoy the character. It's not the strongest X-Men movie.
Fair.
It might be all the way at the back. In fact, right after X-Men 3. It's in front of X-Men.
It's in front of Last Stand.
Yeah. Okay. And then I was like, man, let's watch a good movie like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles From the Shadows.
That's the first of the new ones?
It's the second one.
Hey, God.
It's the most recent one.
What was the first one called?
I don't think it
was it just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Did it have a subtitle? I don't know.
So this one is Out of the Shadows.
Possibly. I can't remember if it's Out of the Shadows or From the Shadows.
It's the one with Arrow in it.
Yes, he is in it.
And
man, he's like arrows, hockey sticks. He's like, I'm Casey Jones.
Look at me. I'm going to slap shot an arrow.
And I think he actually does say that at some point, so I'm not even that far off. Congratulations, they transformed the Ninja Turtles. Like
you didn't see that coming a mile away?
No, absolutely,
okay.
Right? It's been, I mean, this one is directed more like a Bay movie. Like the first one, I feel like differentiated itself. Like the camera wasn't always moving. It wasn't always at an extreme low angle. Like they didn't go. I
still haven't seen it, so I don't know anything about it.
You probably don't have to. It's better. It's better than this one, but it's like everything's awesome to look at. Like even the Ninja Turtle design, which was kind of off-putting to begin with, has kind of become a little endearing. Like they're given real weight. And the fight scenes are at least more intelligible than the Transformers movie. Krang, I thought Krang looked freaking awesome. Like I really loved his character design.
No. Is Krang in the bodysuit, the remote control bodysuit? Yeah. Does the bodysuit? Does he make faces? Does the actual? Because that was always one of the things in the cartoon that made me laugh. It was like, and it's very similar to the Tick.
Right.
In the Tick, his antenna moved. So in the live action show, that was one thing they really focused on, was making his antenna move in the Warburton one. And then in this one, like, again. So I want Krang's weird outfit guy to make faces. Like, that's a thing to me.
I don't think he makes faces.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. That, now that you mention it.
I do think it's novel that they brought Krang in. Like, it's like they...
And Bebop and Rocksteady, they look cool too. Like,
I do love that they went to the first movie. They were like, all right, let's see how this gains traction. People loved it. Shredder, okay, fine. Balls to the wall, Krang it.
They've been cribbing from the cartoon show, the 1980s cartoon show, more than any other of the Ninja Turtles mediums.
Dimension Exodus.
Universes, yeah. So, I mean, that's not... Yeah, it's just whenever they put it all into action, it's just garbage. Like the actual characters, the Bebop and Rocksteady are
who played
the most redeemable part, but still not. I
remember the guy
Rocksteady. I don't know
the guy.
Bebop,
the one dude that plays
got 3 names. He's a comedian,
and he was in Malcolm in the Middle. He was Stevie's dad.
Big black dude.
I think so. Yeah, he was Stevie's dad.
Okay. I did not watch that show. Yeah, I don't know. We probably shouldn't get into it. Anytime it always came on between shows I did want to watch, and it was annoying, and I don't know. You can, to its credit, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles From the Shadows says the words "From the Shadows" like 3 times in the movie. Yeah. Which they say the title of the movie in the movie.
It's funny because I'm fairly certain it's Out of the Shadows. So if they say From the Shadows,
right.
it'll be better.
I don't know, but they said some phrase with shadows in the end.
And you were like, they said it.
Title.
They said it.
Yeah, exactly.
Always love when they say it.
Yeah,
love it. Huge fan.
And then I watched the Warcraft movie.
So how was that?
That was the Warcraft movie. It's also received an accurate amount of adoration.
Quality, huh?
I can take a step back and be like, man, if I knew lots of stuff about World of Warcraft, I bet this would be a lot more interesting, and the story would automatically be filled in, and I would just be, because I can relate. Like, I can go to movies that are bad, and because they have characters that I love in other mediums, I can be like, this is entertaining enough. Like, I get
X-Men
enough
Apocalypse,
of this.
apparently.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm here.
Perfect reverse segue.
Yeah. Let's talk about Bryan Singer's other career in TV.
I just watched a thing about it was like the top 10 times actors couldn't keep a straight face, and I guess the freaking Bryan Singer's movie. I can't even think of the title now. Kaiser Sose.
Oh, The Usual Suspects.
The Usual Suspects. Thank you. I guess the lineup part where they get up and they have to read it.
Freaking Baldwin.
I guess it took
and Benicio.
Well, all of them. Benicio too. Yeah. I guess the original, like how it appeared in the script and how Singer wanted it and tried to get them to do it for an entire day, was quite serious. But between Benicio and Baldwin, they kept cracking everybody else up, and he apparently he got pissed. But then by the end, he's like, "Fine, I'm just going to use some of that." And then that whole scene now is a big joke, and it's
still one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah, no, it's real good.
Like that is totally one of those great scenes that is now, and knowing that it's interesting because that is one of those perfect illustrations of show don't tell. You get an immediate understanding of how every one of those characters reacts and and their personality with just that one simple line. You don't need any more backstory on the character. You get it, but you don't need it.
Warcraft though, like
Warcraft.
It sucks because it might be like one of the best produced even video game movies ever, because it's the special effects look freaking amazing. The acting is really good. Like most of the guys in there seem very accomplished, and I mean, I guess there have been accomplished actors in video game movies before.
Oh, Jeremy Irons was in Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm always going to go back to that.
I
mean, and of course you want decorated actors, you want top tier actors. Christopher Lambert. MK, yo. No,
anyways.
but you're touching on what I think everybody, like a lot of outlets, touched on too, which is why are video games so hard to translate to film? And I mean, the panels we went to, like that stuff we talked about at PAX. Warcraft is one of those things with Warcraft is because it's so dense. I think on some level, you just have to not worry about explaining every little thing. And it seems like movie studios or filmmakers are so overly concerned about if one little thing isn't explained, everything falls apart. Just let the world exist. Let your characters do what they need to do. The world will fill itself out. You know, like give your audience a little bit of credit. And I think it sounds like the Warcraft thing again. If you don't know that lore, you're just getting battered over the head with, here's what's happening. This is what's happening. It's happened. Okay, it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, for every movie, it's impossible to say, I guess, technically. But yeah.
Right, yeah.
How do you, to some extent, it becomes the way you produce a good video game movie is just the way you produce a good movie. And that those just don't cross over enough, because maybe it was one of the panels we went to, but they made a really good case that, number one, it doesn't hurt the game no matter what.
It was,
even if the movie bombs, it doesn't hurt the game. So there's no motivation there.
Yeah, that was the panel with the guys from the only podcast about movies.
Only podcast about movies. Check it out. And then now I can't remember what the second one was. They have a built-in.
They have the built-in
a bunch
audience.
of people that are going to go see
Right.
it anyways. Yeah, so it makes money no matter what. So yeah, maybe low motivation on all sides, I guess, a lot of the time. And not that adapting, because you're right. When you're adapting anything, it's more about adapting the spirit.
Yeah,
and it might be a balance between actual things and lines and elements versus the spirit.
And what I go with that's my favorite example of that. My absolute favorite example of that is Hellboy. Hellboy as a movie takes chunks from the books, but nothing directly outside of. I mean, there are a couple of things that directly culled, but overall, it's a unique story to Hellboy, and it was never meant to be a direct adaptation. It's right. Mike Mignola told Guillermo del Toro, as long as it's in the spirit, I don't care. I'll consider it a Hellboy thing. It's
take just about any of the Marvel movies. Like that's one of the things they do.
No. I will not.
I said just about.
Yes. No.
In fact, this is the other movie I watched this week. I watched Civil War again.
Oh man, I still haven't watched it.
To take the things that they have taken to get to the point where they can make a Civil War movie that's in maybe 90% removed from the comics, like
sure.
that cast in the comics, like the crossover, the things they were dealing with. I mean, yeah, they get it in broad strokes, but to still distill that in the way that they did in Civil War, I'll take it specifically like that. The second time around, especially, that's a freaking good movie.
Sure,
that is way better than I even thought it was in when I saw it in the theater. And I think, man, this is. Do you prefer watching movies in the movie? Where do you prefer to watch movies?
I'm actually good either
in the theater or at home.
There are certainly it's very subjective. There are certain movies that I really like. I don't care. Other movies I really do want to see in the theater, and the movies in the theater are usually not necessarily the spectacle movies. Like the Marvel movies, I'm actually okay watching them at home. I feel like I get what I need to see out of it.
I feel like it's better. Like barring the times I go to the drive-in, because that's always like anywhere is better. Yeah. And it's for different reasons. You're right. I would never want to say I just want to stop going to the theater altogether.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of nostalgia there too. Like that's cool.
Well, look, but horror movies are a lot of fun to see in a theater.
Yeah. And you're right. It depends on the movie a ton.
Yeah.
But it's getting to the point where more often than not, I get more out of the movie watching it at home than I do in the theater. And I don't know, like. I mean, I'll be freaking old. I don't care. It's still too loud and still too freaking expensive. So, I mean, that doesn't help.
I'll give you the expensive. The too loud one, though. Yeah,
dude, it's too.
I'm gonna call you an old man on that one.
It's too loud. It hurts my ears.
I can tell.
Doesn't
you
hurt
are
my ears.
very, very passionately upset about movie theaters.
That's all the movies I watched. Let's talk about video games that we watched.
So I did pick up, because I'm not a liar. I played The Witness some more this week. But
okay, now when you say you're not a liar,
I said I was good.
I can't help but feel targeted.
Oh no!
Trigger warning?
No, you're not targeted, not at all. I was talking to the other people that I talked to that were like, "Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play The Witness this week."
Just because I said I would play it and then I didn't, I feel like I'm gonna play it. I don't know what happened. I had so many games to choose from. I said I'd play Witness, Recore, and Pac-Man.
Maybe that was the problem.
Well, so Recore, the word on the street is maybe I should wait. So I'm waiting a little bit on that one.
Definitely wait on that one.
I don't know why I didn't do The Witness. I guess I really want to.
Ziggy Zaga?
To pay attention to that one. I chose Pac-Man, which I did not necessarily have to pay attention to. Well, let's talk about The Witness next time.
We're going to talk about The Witness next time because I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
I did roll credits on Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, finished out everything I could do in the game for the most part.
Did we talk about that last week? We did.
Yeah, I just said I was going to finish it out, and I did.
Okay.
Because I'm not a liar.
Again, yeah.
I did play some more Overwatch, not a liar. And I actually started my competitive start. I did. I started my the online stuff with on PC. 5 games in, so I've still got my placement matches to finish out. I'm not gonna lie, I freaking love it. That's the version of the game that I've been wanting to play, and I just never jumped into it because competitive has never been, the whole ranked concept has never really been an interest for me. And I guess I don't want to feel like a total disappointment when I'm constantly losing, but I kind of just want to put that away because the one hero limit thing in a real game where you get real experience and it matters.
That must be nice. Yeah.
And I played with a friend and we didn't have to listen to anybody else, and it was great.
You've cracked the game.
I did, and
you figured it out. You solved it.
I think you and I should do the placement matches for season 2. I think we should.
I'll play with you.
I think we should stream.
I
think we should stream it, and I think you should. We should. Well, let's finish the placement matches out. Let's get through the 10. It's only 10, and you're getting XP. There's no difference.
I don't care about XP
That's
though.
The thing.
That's
There's no difference for you. This is just.
That's why I'm saying, like, I'll try. Like, I'm just kind of going through achievements, but I mean, know, but it's not so much for me. Like, the game doesn't change for me. Yeah, I know. But
it'll feel better for you. I think you will actually like it more because the one hero thing makes a huge difference.
Well, so the other thing is, I'm not in it for. Like, once you get in, you have to show up for things, right? Like, you have to play games at least, or
no. Well, only if you're trying to keep your stuff up. That's it. Only if you're trying to, like,
which I won't.
Yeah, but you don't care about that, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Like I said, the game doesn't change for me. I'm more worried about like I'm gonna play on your team and go for achievements, guys. Sorry, like I don't.
Yeah, no, you should.
I'm prepared for a whole bunch of why are you here?
I know, and I think that's exactly what I want because it takes the heat off of me from being bad. And then
if the heat's off of you for being bad, I have failed. Because I'm not a liar.
Also, Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Ultra Remix Alpha Mega Trout. That game is good, man.
Yeah. It's okay. So because we didn't talk about it last.
Didn't.
I think we did the thing where we said we weren't going to talk about it until next week. Do we do this every week now? Is that what's gonna?
We're not going to talk about anything until next week.
Pick a game. Yeah. Okay. I got Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 was the one I did choose.
Yeah.
Because that was an easy entry, pretty much.
That's what she said.
And I think I was right for the most part. And I would agree with you. That's a good game. I like it.
So one of the main changes here, huge change for Pac-Man is now you can touch the ghosts and you don't die. They get pissed at you, but they don't.
If you touch them
multiple times, and that depends on the level that you're playing on. So if you play on,
like anybody really,
yeah,
like it's just
you touch them once, they're like, what? Touch them twice, they're like, hey, 3 times, then you get punched. That's how it goes. So that's an interesting change because they sped the game up. They also added a break mechanism, which
I don't know if they sped the game up. It still seems,
dude.
I have to go back and play the other one.
And then play.
Really, this is faster than the other.
Certainly feels like it to me.
Okay.
And they also added a break mechanism, which is fascinating.
Break.
Yeah, you can actually stop Pac-Man in mid-go.
Oh, yes, break, yes.
Yeah,
correct.
And I didn't, like, when you start getting into deeper levels where you're trying to, the further...
I've never used it, so yeah.
The further you want to get in some of those, especially the adventure levels, you have to use it. It's something that, like, you will liberally have to use because... if you keep running into the ghosts, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you don't have enough bombs, which are not another thing you get. You get bombs now if you clear each level. And when you get the bomb, it allows you to jump back to the start point. So you can avoid getting eaten by a ghost.
Let's talk about adventure mode. So
how far are you in adventure mode?
There's 6 worlds, I believe.
I think so.
The first couple have 10 levels in them, and then it goes up to 11 levels, and I think the last world has 15 levels in it.
I haven't done it yet.
And so you said, I think you texted me you got to world 2?
I'm on the very last level of world 2, I think. Yeah, I'm on 211 but I've been doing all of them on hard mode.
Yeah, so each level has a star mechanic where you do it on easy, medium, or hard. Easy, hard,
pro.
or extreme, or whatever.
Pro.
Yeah, pro. That's right. You get 1, 2, or 3 stars, and then depending on how many stars you get, you unlock the boss battle at the end of that world, which I really loved. Like the levels were cool. It runs you through all the different skins while you're doing it. Mm-hmm. The goals. I was playing through on hard exclusively as well, and I think I only. Like I did the first 4 levels on hard and that unlocked the next world. And then the world after that only needed like 10 more stars. So we're talking, I want to say like 16, and then the next world only needed like 26 stars to unlock. So I only had to play like not even the whole world again. Basically, it went on like that until I want to say the highest it ever got was like 52 stars, I think you're going to see on World 5. Yeah.
I've been going through every level. I'm
sure.
not opening up a world and moving to it. I'm going through
all of it. Yeah, I was just going till I could open the level.
Yeah, so I've completed all of 1 through 111, 2-1 through 211, so I'm on 3 now.
So when you texted me, was it that you kind of got stuck there and decided to take a time out, or were you just letting me know your progress?
Oh, I was just telling you where I was, mostly because I wanted you to note where you were, so we would talk about this and I could find out.
Okay, so I misunderstood. I thought you got stuck because I immediately texted back that the awakening will get ruder, by which I meant that I got to the 5th and I got the 50 stars to open it up. And then the last achievement for adventure is to beat that last level at 6:15 or 16, whatever it is. You need all of the stars to unlock the last level.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. So you got to do everything on Pro.
Which
is going to be difficult.
It's going to be, I'm not going to do it. Screw that. Then it's not.
I did the first one.
Like I'm already at the edge of fun on some of those hard levels.
Some of those hard levels were definitely... So there's another mechanic that they added that frustrates the piss out of me, and it's some of the levels will have you'll be going through these, and the objectives are generally eat enough dots, collect enough, eat enough fruit, X amount of fruit. So you eat enough dots, the fruit populates, it goes to the next level. That's usually kind of how they work. Some of the levels have fruit that move; they run away from you, which is fine, except when you're at the point where the fruit is running away from you, all of the ghosts can kill you in one shot. They move a lot faster. When the
fruit appears, the ghosts turn into one-hit kill guys. By the way, they turn into that angry mode.
And that right there is where my biggest issue lies with the game. And it happens not just on those levels; it happens elsewhere. Like it happens all through the game, but it becomes very apparent when you have to make quick maneuvers. The controllers are just not good for it.
Yeah. Are you using stick or pad?
I tried both. The pad is just the pad is too loose. The stick
not quick enough.
The stick is better, but it seems to be overly sensitive. And no matter how I change that, there's nothing I can do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
there are too many times when I feel like I'm not ready to press up. I've got I'm angling up a little bit, so I can hit a specific part of the maze to go up, and I go up before it, or I go up after it, and it's
And some of the mazes, like there's a zillion turns. It looks like they're really complicated. I will say I have gotten better since I started playing it. Like I've been actually clocking in on this thing since I started. Like I was up. It's bad, man. It's one of those games you can stay up till 2.
It's fun. It is good. It's fun.
Too many times. Last night, in fact, was one that's not good.
I guess
right before this.
Here's what I'll say about this, because I honestly don't think outside of giving a status update, there's much more to say for me. I didn't know how they would change Pac-Man the first time Championship Edition came out, and I really liked it. The fact that they figured out a way to iterate that and make it interesting, even though it's in some ways a lesser it's got more issues, I should say. I have more issues with this particular version. I think it's a fantastic iteration on the property. Yeah, sure. I think it's a great jump for Pac-Man. It's a solid game, and if you can get that game for $4.99 or whatever, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, how much is it? It's not that much.
I think it was either maybe it was $12.99.
I'm happy with whatever.
Whatever I paid, I'm totally okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. No, it's cool. Like it's just. I mean, there's always a part of me that dies inside when the achievements are really, 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 really hard. Not really hard. I got plenty of those, and they can be fun. And like I said, I think we will come back to this because it still is a little bit of a question mark to me. I just don't know how much time it wants me to invest to get good enough to do. Because there was the other achievements they have are for score attack. And there's easy, medium, and hard versions of that.
So I get solidly to a B every time. I can get to a B all through it.
on the what do they call the first level? Single track or something like that?
I can do all the single, like on almost every. So I've done the first 2 levels, I think, on every one of those, and I think I've got a B on all of those, like straight across. But man, I cannot hit an A. I can't get an A on the easiest one.
Yeah, so the easy one I finally S ranked last night, I believe. Yeah, that's why I was up late last night. And there's some guides out there that did help. There's one level they say that they use highway. Seems to be one of the easier ones, I guess is the name of it. But so I was able to S rank that, and then I was able to go up to regular, I think is the next tier, and get one above that. But I can't S rank the middle tier, and I can't even A rank the hardest difficulty, I think. So it'll, I mean, yeah, I'm interested to see how much ground I'm able to make up by repeated playing, because I just...
Well, and that's, I mean, always been... So there are definitely bits in this game that are repetitive. And I don't mean how it's played. I mean the ghosts move in a repetitive motion if you follow a specific pattern.
You have to memorize the tracks. That's how you get the high scores. And
Definitely.
You can't die, which is maybe the main thing that pisses me off about it, because I hate anything that requires a perfect run. Like it's a
lot less fun, yeah. And there's the to get the 3rd star on the boss levels, you have to finish all of the levels with 20 lives in total.
Yeah.
You start with...
The boss battles are actually really cool.
They're
like you
great.
go through kind of gathering extra men, and then those are, well, I guess it's immaterial at the end, but those extra men in the animation, all the animations are really cool.
Yeah.
Come down out of the bar and join you as a group, and you eat the giant monster ghost that's made up of several smaller ghosts. Like
it's very cool. Yeah. Cool. But to get the 3rd star to fully rank that out, you have to get 20 lives, which is the max you can get extra lives. And
I think it's the max -2, I want to say, because I've died before and still got it.
Okay. So I died twice, I guess, and then I couldn't get it, and I ended up with 19, and I was pissed.
I don't know. I haven't added.
Anyways, ever. That's also so there are some mechanics in that game that I'm not the hugest fan of, but overall I love the game.
Yeah, like Joey Rizzoli. He's the worst mechanic I've ever seen.
Hey, he's like, how you doing? I'm over here just removing your tire. And you're like,
you're not.
Wanted an oil.
You're the worst mechanic. Yeah.
I asked for an oil change.
All you have to do is make a perfect run. No. Stop. What does that even fix my car?
Yeah.
This is dumb.
All right. So, did you play anything other than Pac-Man? Because that's where.
If everything else is kind of on the phone. I think we played one of these together. There was a free game like forever ago. So I got the iPhone 7, which means now I have 32 gigs instead of 16 gigs.
Of course you have.
Which means now I put all of these games. And this is whatever. I shouldn't even say this, but I kind of like the iPhone 7. It's the big thing about it is that there's no button anymore. Like it's just a haptic, like a click. You know, the little the bump. It's awesome. I like it. Like I gave it to my dad the other day. I'm like, hey, press the button. And he clicked it. He's like, okay. I was like, all right. He's like, okay, click it again. He clicks it again. I'm like, what do you think? He's like, about what? I'm like, it's not a button. He's like, yeah, it is. I felt it click in. I'm like, no, you didn't. Anyways, now I have 32 gigs, so I'm putting all these old games on my phone that I've kind of had. Like, I should try this. Like, sometimes when they're free, I download them, but I can't hold them because I get too much crap on my phone.
Right, but if you get them when they're free, you have them.
You get them. You have them. This one I had, it's called Hokus, I believe. Hokus. No
Pocus.
Continuation. No, yes, none. It's kind of like it's got the MC Escher design type thing in it.
Okay.
You know, the things that optical illusions that don't make sense. And you're rolling this cube around and you got to roll it into a hole. So you basically got to just roll it around until you can, it's pathing a lot like Monument Valley in that way, you know, around the Escher designs.
Got it.
So you're going one way and then all of a sudden you can get on a different way because it's you know, it looks like you can, even though physically you wouldn't be able to.
Right.
It's not terribly interesting. I'm kind of done with it. Like it's cool to look at. It's got some cool sounds. Like it's made fairly well.
I just feel like there's a lot of those games. I feel like
there is. Yeah, no, it totally reminds me. Remember the Footprint game we played for a while?
Yeah, Dark Echoes.
Yeah. And then there was another one like
that. Something about sleeping.
Yeah. Literally all these games we get for free, like the app of the week or whatever.
They're all the same game.
Like they're they're just kind of on the like it's just instructive enough to be like, now I get like what a premium game is,
Right.
Like these are like there's something, but it's not. They should have held on to it and made it into something like, yeah. Anyways, that's that. And then Pokemon Go was the other phone game I've been doing. I hit level 22.
I finally hit level 16.
So enjoy your time.
Thanks.
That game is not for more people after that. Not for more people who aren't paying. That game, I've officially, according to the game itself, had my fun with that game. Thank you for playing. It's going to be much harder from here on out.
No more
essentially.
No more Pokeballs, no more.
I'm full up on Pokeballs. Like I got a ton of stops around here, but like there's not, like I'm not getting as many. Like I evolved kind of the last of my rare Pokemon that I had been building up. Like I got my Graveler up to a Golem, and I got a couple other things. I got my Kakuna and my Metapod up to their 3rd evolution. So I'm kind of running out of.
Look at me!
I know.
I got my Metapod. It's all updated and it's ready to go.
Like several weeks ago, you could have said things to me like, "Go listen to the casts where you readily name off Pokemon and their correct pronunciations," and I'm just like, "What?"
And now you're an expert. You're a Pokemon master.
Look at me. And now the game's over.
And now the pupil has become the teacher.
Mm-hmm. I've become more pupil than you could possibly imagine.
Hey, let's talk about the Pokemon Go Dead Body of the Week.
Oh, man, I'm so glad this is back.
Yeah, this is a special edition. It's
Dead Body of the Week news item. I forgot to read it, too, so...
Pokemon Go Dead Body of the Week mugging edition. So, Guy starts streaming. As you do, you take phones with you. He took 3 of them. He had a streaming setup. He's cruising.
How was he stream? Does he stream from the phone?
From his phone, yeah. And
okay,
I've seen people doing it. They stream from their phone. They've got their Pokemon Go, and he's streaming Pokemon Go. And as he's walking down the road in New York, he's not in Central Park. He's in the outskirts of Central Park. He gets mugged on camera while his stream is going. Like,
is the video out there? Like you can watch the thing?
Yeah, it should still be out there. Twitch took it down, but I know people archived it because I watched it this morning on Twitch.
It's on the internet.
Yeah, it's the interwebs. So, you see a dude come up behind him, puts him in a chokehold, gives him a good wallop, hits him a couple times.
No kidding.
You can hear the guy saying, no, please, no. And then just...
Okay, that part's not funny. Like, this is...
No, it's...
I don't want to be entertained by that, but that's crazy.
No, it's insane, but it's also like one of those... Yeah. So the phone takes off, then it cuts off. Postscript.
Oh, so he took the streaming phone with him.
He took all the stuff, man. He just took off with all the guy's stuff.
Well, you know what? That's
if you're gonna mug somebody.
At least he's a good mugger.
Yeah, he's a good mugger. He
do your job. That's all I'm saying.
So this guy
mugger, probably don't do it.
He took the phone and he knew exactly what to do with it. So he factory reset it because it was already unlocked because it was recording and it was playing Pokemon. So he factory reset them, so they're gone. They're just totally they're gone. The
iPhones?
Yeah, I think so.
iPhones will.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say I know. I don't know. I assume it's probably
my friend
a Samsung. Literally
just had one of his stolen, and because that's whatever. It's a fun story. Anyways, please complete your story, sir.
So he calls cops, goes to a hospital. Insult to injury, Twitch also suspends his account for non-gaming material. He was streaming
Wait, what?
Yeah. That's what they're saying. I have no doubt that they're going to give it back to him very quickly, but
do they do that to all people Pokemon going like that?
No.
So why the reason it wasn't game related is because it was a mugging?
Because he got mugged.
Come on.
That was the explanation prior to.
I mean, they're
recording.
Right, I guess, but
it's ridiculous. Yeah, no, it's real dumb. So the ultimate lesson
there's more
here
to that. Like, there's some
the ultimate.
Also, the cocaine streams.
Yes.
Like, we just now this drew attention to you, and they're out.
Just going hard. Lesson here is if you're gonna go Pokemon going at night, try going with people.
Oh, this is at night too?
Oh, of course it was.
Oh, come on. Yeah, that's a little...
But, obviously, it's not his fault he got mugged. He should never.
No.
But if you're going to do it, go out with people, go out with friends so that you don't get mugged on your own. Get mugged as a group.
Practice safe Pokemoning going.
Yeah. And now, let's go to the news.
The news you say. Okay, so there was...
News from around the video game world with Ryan
there was like
Miller.
A bunch of trailers. You had a good, nice trailer section going, and then the more I looked at all the items, like
everything
that
was
actually
a trailer.
applied to like 90% of them.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of video to watch this week.
Not much that we actually have to talk about.
We have to talk about all of this.
We'll talk about it
detail.
In
painful.
It's painful. It's Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, man, that Death Star trailer.
Yeah, that came out. The Death Star DLC came out yesterday, I guess.
And I can't believe it. I want it bad. It looks good.
Did you get the season pass?
I did not.
Okay, I got the season pass when it was on sale.
I know you
don't
did.
If we've talked about this.
We did, and now I'm disappointed that I didn't. I actually went to go buy it like the day after you told me about it, or reminded me about it, and it was not on sale.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was...
No. You reminded me about it like on Monday, which was like the holiday or whatever. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was while we were at PAX, so fat chance.
That was it. I came back and I was like, oh yeah, poop on that. That trailer looks so good though, man.
Trailer still looks cool. Yeah, whatever. Excited for that. I'm going to download it. At some point, I'll get back into that game.
I can't wait to get back into Bosk.
Gears of War 4 launch trailer.
Which is weird because it doesn't launch for like another 2 weeks.
Yeah, but don't they? I'm pretty sure they do that.
Do they?
Like they it's like betas now. They just call it the launch trailer. Yeah, because they do launch trailers like E3, even though no game is launching during E3.
But they're launching a discussion about it.
There it is.
Gears,
and it's worked. Look at us.
Yeah.
I'm more excited. Hey, before actually I forgot. I was going to read this thing. Hey, everybody. Hey, you listening to this podcast. Have you heard of Battleborn? So have I. So have we. When we went to PAX, we got at the
Gearbox panel.
Mega codes. We got a PAX 2016 mega code. And I didn't bring up the list of things this have, but it's a shift code key.
It gives you a bunch of stuff for Battleborn. You get
like a bunch
skins,
of stuff.
a bunch
exclusive.
of loot,
a
bunch of like loot crate things. You get, guns.
PC, Xbox, or PlayStation 4.
And
it's all yours.
Oh, and the code, by the way, the code does work for each, so it's not just a single use.
Oh, no kidding.
It's no kidding.
Interesting.
They are. It's the single code works for all three.
Maybe I'll just keep it.
Okay. Don't.
The code is 9K6TT-8T9-6W6TB-FHSWF. There it is. Congratulations. We're going to do one of those every single show for at least 2 months. So
the funny thing is you're not wrong.
No. We got a few of those.
And you know what? If in 2 months Battleborn is still being played, good for it.
You're going to be on Cloud 9. Think about it. Buy that PC version. Triple dip. Get all those copies.
Dip the trip. So
you got codes.
We've got codes. You want codes. Codes. Gears of War 4. That launch trailer, man, I want to play it. I do.
It's fine. Whatever. Yeah, no, that's any story trailer. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for in that game. That's what I'm curious about.
And they also finally released the everybody's most the wonderment that is seriously 4.0. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem that bad.
Reminded me about it. So that's what I wanted to converse with you about, Matthew.
It does not seem as bad as others.
I'm so hesitant to say that doesn't seem bad when it comes to Gears.
There is one in particular. Okay, so here we go. Here are the requirements for seriously.
All right.
Complete the campaign on insane difficulty.
Not a problem.
That is
done
infinitely
every game
doable.
so far. Okay.
Get to re-up 10. So I'm guessing you've got a prestige.
Yeah, it's the 10th prestige.
That sucks.
Also, not a problem.
But
that's
not too bad.
No, it's not too bad. Like, especially since I want to say it might have been Judgment or even maybe 3. They toned down the requirements for hitting level 100 in Gears of War 2 were freaking ridiculous. And I think that's what seriously, oh no, that was Vet Gear is what it was. Anyways, that didn't matter because they had XP events. So
right.
this can be fudged. This can be like, and that's fine.
And we know for a fact they will. They've already done them for Gears Classic,
they'll
whatever.
keep doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earn all ribbons at least once.
Not a problem.
Very doable.
It happens.
Now here's where this is where I start getting a little iffy. Earn a rank placement in each mode. What does that mean?
Yeah,
because if that means like you have to like.
Oh, you're right. What if it's like
because if that's like being in the top 10 of something,
a leaderboard or something, yeah,
and that right there, if it's the leaderboard, not even gonna bother with it. Will not
like if it's
bother.
if it's the easy version of this, it's like complete the placement matches for each game type or
and
something
if that's,
like that, right?
And if that's all it is, great.
But that seems too easy, actually.
Well, but you are doing a bunch of stuff, so maybe because and so then get all 5 classes to level 10. And then
the last 3 of these are Horde.
Yes,
this is all Horde.
So now this one won't bother me as long as there is no XP reduction. If you don't lose XP, whatever, fine. Get all 5 classes to level 10. Level any 5 Horde skills to level 5. These two things obviously go hand in hand, and they're obviously going to be time consuming. This one, again, I think this is infinitely doable. Complete all 10 on-disc maps from wave 1 to 50. Any difficulty.
That's a gimme. Like that one.
The rank placement is the only one I have question about. The rest of them are just time consuming.
Well, that's not even an out though. Like this is just time consuming. Seriously, 3.0 was time consuming, but it was a waste of time consuming.
Well, and this, I guess this doesn't feel like, maybe this doesn't feel as much of a waste. This feels like it
depends on if they can keep it interesting. Like I don't want to grind. Like there's no shape or form. Like I'll take a position on this. Like I will make a judgment call.
Gears of War
a waste of time. Like personally, I'm the guy that we talk about me liking short games. It's because I like to get on to the next thing. I like to learn something new. Mm-hmm. Like I don't like to fall into that comfort zone, for lack of a better word, most of the time. I get the attraction to it, and I get the usefulness of it. Like that's good to have, but seriously, 3.0, for example, went above and beyond that. Like there's no spend your time doing literally anything else, playing literally any other game. Like there's anyways.
So
the get all 5 classes to level 10, level any 5 Horde skills to level 5. We just don't know how long that's going to take.
No, not at all.
That's reasonable. It's reasonable,
and that is reasonable. Regardless,
and this has been your reasonable minute.
Reasonably, Ryan Miller.
Okay, what are these other trailers? Dishonored 2, a new trailer. It's got Corvo in it.
Oh man,
Corvo-centric.
I watched the trailer, and as soon as I watched the trailer, I had to log into my Steam account and re-download Dishonored. I'm going to replay it.
I kind of want to get the complete edition.
I got
the Dishonored Definitive Edition.
I got to replay it. That trailer was great. I mean that trailer, like the Emily trailer earlier on a couple weeks ago was great. This one's great. Those two combined, I can't wait for this game. I'm so excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
November 11th.
Yeah.
That's right around.
Their games are coming out.
That's right around the corner. In months.
Okay, so this is a new IP. I don't usually. We kind of stray away from talking about new IPs, especially in trailer form, because it's hard to translate that. It's hard to be like. I mean, on the one hand, I hate getting up and being like, oh, whatever 2 is coming out. Here's like everybody knows about that. So here's the trailer. On the other hand, like how can we accurately describe why this game might be exciting? This new game. There's a video.
Yeah, I don't know. The game is called Little Nightmares, and the best description I've seen is it totally looks like the video game Tim Burton would have made 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's got a very specific kind of dreamy look to it. The characters are kind of they're kind of claymation-esque in the way they look.
Yeah,
not how they move, but how they look.
Good so far. All right. Yeah, no, this is good.
And it's obvious that the game, at least from the gameplay trailer, your character is much smaller than everything else in the world that they're showing. Anyways, you're
a child.
I think you're smaller than a child. Even you're like the size of like.
You might be a mouse.
You're bigger than a mouse, but you're bipedal. So you're a bipedal mouse.
Okay.
Wearing a yellow outfit. But it was just a really pretty game, and it looks like it's a lot of puzzle stuff. So it's a lot of hiding from characters. How do you?
It's the stealth and physics. Like I honestly wouldn't even mention the gameplay because I don't think that was anything to be excited about at all.
Probably not. The gameplay looks fine. It looks like something I'm interested. It looks like something Beth is going to die for.
It's the look of it,
but
though.
It's totally the look of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a very man. Did you ever see the movie Delicatessen?
No, and I'm afraid to now.
It very much so, mostly because one of the characters that you're hiding from and getting away from is you're in a kitchen or something.
He's pretty butchery.
Because he's a butcher and he's butchering stuff, and there's meat grinders that you have to drop meat things into to make sausages, so you can climb the sausages. And climbing
again, the way it's done, the look of it's very cool. The puzzles themselves were nothing. You've done a bazillion times. Yeah,
probably.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah,
Check it out, Little Nightmares.
I'm looking forward to seeing what this game turns into.
That is the way to describe it. Also, TGS, Tokyo Game Show, happened, so we have like a literal deluge of a couple extra things.
So many
TGS isn't quite the thing nowadays. Okay. Resident Evil 7 trailer. Did you watch it?
Freaking loved it.
So did you see the name of the family?
I didn't notice the name of the family. No.
The Bakers. It's good, right? Yeah.
So
this is a freaky trailer. This is a freaky trailer.
It's a good trailer.
More than the Little Nightmares thing we just talked about.
Yeah, well, this is supposed to be scary. Little Nightmares, I think, is playing on different.
And more
fears.
Unsettling. I guess you're right. Yeah.
This is definitely so it hits on a couple things. There's a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre referencing going on here, quite a bit. Big fan.
They're getting a lot of stuff right. Like I feel that this is like maybe I'm more interested in this Resident Evil game than it's just a completely different thing.
It's totally different. Yeah, I mean it's a familial family, a familial cannibalistic grouping.
That's why the Baker thing was a
pun, a joke, a gig, a gag. Scary houses, man. I don't know what this. I don't know what the hell the game is. I still don't know. But if they keep showing me stuff like this, they're damn sure they're gonna get me to buy the game. I'm gonna put it in and find out it's My Little Pony. But either way,
and that's good. That would be crazy. That'd be great. Also, they said they're gonna update the demo so that players can do more stuff in it. So that's also weird.
Yeah, I may have to try and get that demo. The demo.
And the other thing from TGS was more on Metal Gear Survive.
Moron.
I did it on accident. Nothing. It's a 8-minute gameplay, 15-minute gameplay video.
There was more on Metal Gear Survive. There wasn't much.
No. Yeah, it's just more of what you... I mean, they
disappointment.
It seems to be securely built in the Metal Gear 5 engine.
It seems to be securely built in the massive level of disappointment, according to and the thing we base everything off of YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel lately about why are we reporting on YouTube like likes or comments even. Is that this one too where they like literally went over some YouTube comments?
Sure they did.
Don't draw attention to those. There's no reporting to be done there.
No, that's journalistic integrity has gone to hell.
I wouldn't.
So
anyways.
the interesting thing here, of course, is more along the lines of people going to Kojima, who famously had left Konami under interesting circumstances, the father of Metal Gear, saying, I don't know what that is. Not me.
Yeah, he's like, I have nothing to do with that. I mean,
he actually said, if I had been involved in that game, there would be mechs in it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good quote.
Straight up. You just got Kojima'd.
It's Konami literally gets to do what they've always wanted to do now, because there's story after story of Kojima butting heads with Konami in like every way possible, because his games always went over budget. They were, every definition of the word overblown. They were just these huge productions that just how did he even get them made anyways?
Yeah, it just happened to rake them in millions upon millions of dollars every single time.
Right. So that's probably why he got to do it again every now and then. But still, you can only imagine there was a ton of pressure from a company like Konami, who doesn't have the greatest track record anyways, to just put something out to make money, right? So they finally get to do that. They get to take...
The excitement is palpable.
Yeah. It's going to make money. And it doesn't look like they're going to have to spend a whole ton of time on it. Like, literally, they're doing what they've wanted to do this whole time. It
doesn't look like they're making a cash. So here's... I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. So Metal Gear Survive really does look like Horde mode in Metal Gear. That's it.
And it's zombies, which is the other quote from Kojima, which is kind of hilarious, where he's like, what do zombies have to do with Metal Gear? It's tactical espionage. And you're like, I don't know if that's a leg to stand on, because everything else about Metal Gear is crazy. Like, where are zombies in Metal Gear? I don't know. They could be everywhere.
Exactly. You know what? You're absolutely correct. With the weird stuff that your government apparently does in these games, there probably is a facility just filled with zombies. Mila Jovovich is probably down there right now. Wondering.
I mean, I guess more credit to him for not somehow doing literal zombies, but I've heard there's characters in that universe that are pretty much zombies. In Metal Gear 5, there are these like weird phantasm things that are basically zombie guys. Okay. Whatever. Hey, what if I put a Fight Man and a Game of Thrones in your game? What would you say? I would say, are they on the same team? That's a good question. The answer is yes. I'm sad I brought it up. Oh, they are? Okay. They are. Yes. Okay. That's fine. So, here's the thing. Okay, tell me what the thing is. I pre-ordered Call of Duty 4 Remastered for $80, and this little Infinite Warfare throw-in that they've got is kind of getting more interesting as time goes on. You are really into this, man. I am fascinated. This is one of those things that I am legitimately like shocked that I am not super high on, and you are. Did you watch the new trailer? I did. Good trailer. Good. It's a good trailer, man. No question. Conor McGregor in it. Conor McGregor. I'm going to punch you right in the face. That's very accurate. That's what he says. If there's any way we could get that impression to him. Yeah, he'd appreciate it, I'm sure. He wouldn't just freaking punch me once with his thumb and kill me. And then Kit Harington, the Jon Snow, right? Yes. Knox Harrington. Yeah. Which appears to be the main bad guy. Like Conor McGregor seems to be the henchman. Henchman. There you go. He could be a henchman. But you know what? I don't know. I don't know if he goes up as high as henchman. He may only be lackey. It's true. What is the organization? That right there is a Last Action Hero deep cut, by the way. Any Last Action Hero cut is a deep cut. And here's the best part about that, by the way. There's a Last Action Hero Game of Thrones connection in that deep cut. Man, let's play it back. Rewind it. Figuratively speaking. I'm excited for more actors in my Call of Duty. I will say that it is really fun to see actors in Call of Duty things. Right. You can totally like this one in particular. I don't know if they gave too much away on this one, because you can kind of see exactly. I can see anyways how this
story plays out with is the bad guy really the bad guy, or maybe it's just point of view.
There's no. All the beats are well worn in that trailer, and it's very bombastic, and it's it's Call of Duty, right?
It's a
you
good
like
trailer.
it for what it is.
It's a good trailer.
It's literally just Call of Duty is the generic term for it now. I feel like it's Call of Duty.
It's the Michael Bay of trailers and movies. No, I think it is.
It's Michael Bay is like the bad version of the. If Michael Bay doesn't have any like substantive punch. Yeah, let's probably end this conversation.
Yeah, because I'm still sticking with that analogy, especially after that statement. Because if you're going to tell me that Call of Duty has substantive punch,
I'm going to think about the difference, and I'll get back to you.
All right, let's do that.
I can't do it.
I really
the thoughts begin and then they die like immediately on the vine. I'm like, nope, that's
I can see you find the hole right away. You're like
the Michael Bay.
Yeah. That was a great trailer, and I'll be honest with you, that trailer sold me on the game way more than the other ones. I'm still just not into it. Like I don't know what it is. It just is. I think my problem is that trailer is really cool, and then I remember it's Call of Duty, and I know exactly. And that's not. And I'm not saying that. I'm super not ragging on it right now. I'm actually not. I promise. Scout's honor. But I know what the game is, and I know that it's not going to be any different than anything else.
No.
I am aware. I am 100% aware, by the way, of the hypocrisy in the statement that I know this, but I'm way more interested in Battlefield 1.
Sure.
So
it's apples and like apple oranges.
Yeah, apples and
like
oranges and
hybrid.
Tangerines. I like a good tangerine. This is a game. This is one that I will probably, when you're done with it, I'll probably want you to actually. I'll probably want to borrow.
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. That's out November 4th. Maybe it's because you're saving your money for this next game here.
I am. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited.
There was a trailer for the now confirmed Assassin's Creed Ezio collection.
Finally, the Elio collection.
The trailer, whatever. The collection, whatever. I'm more interested. I want to talk about this new favorite trend of mine, where this, like the BioShock collection, has all the single-player DLC and all of the multiplayer completely removed from it.
Yeah, so you mean getting the games as they should have been intended to be given to you? Yeah.
You're telling me all I have to do for the version I want is wait for the next generation remaster.
Done. I will be happy to never play your games in the current generation.
It's almost sad because this has Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood in it, which I would happily play again, probably either of those.
You're like, but then there's also Revelations and
I won't play that one again. Which that game wasn't bad. It was just the most unnecessary is the best descriptor of that game. Actually, it was probably bad too. It was a little bit bad. The ending was very bad. You didn't play it, did you?
I don't remember anymore. I remember.
You may have then.
Because I think I skipped it because I didn't like Brotherhood.
Let's end this conversation.
All right. Now we can move on to the 0 hit points approved game delay section of the week.
Man, what games are going to get better now?
South Park, The Fractured But Whole.
Cool.
It's going to get so better. This is how much better. It was going to come out in October.
How much better?
But it's going to come out in Q1 of 2017. That is a significant betterment.
You know what game could also be better?
Tell me. What game?
Kingdom Hearts.
Is that being made by Ubisoft by any chance?
I don't know.
It's not. It's being made by Square,
isn't it? Yeah. Okay. It's also delayed. So I guess before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, which will also be delayed at some point in the future. No word on that yet. They're re-releasing all the old ones, and this one is called 2.8, and it includes a bunch of games that I'm not going to look up. That's going to be delayed. That's the important thing to know. It's been delayed from December to January. It's going to be 1 month better than it was going to be before.
That's an important month. No,
and, I'm going to let you take this, or maybe no. Hey, let's do this.
All right.
I'll read to you this news item, and you can explain it to me, because I'm pretty sure I know what it's referencing.
I don't know how you couldn't know what it's referencing. It's all right there.
Sons of Anarchy, Liberty City Chapter, GTO, MCs.
Yep. I don't know what you're not getting.
It's from what I can surface, it's something about an MC's Pontiac in the Sons of Anarchy. Liberty City is from Gears of War.
I think you've lined it straight up. I think you've putted that straight in, and you are on your way to Wimbledon.
Is this by any chance the update to Grand Theft Auto that has motorcycles in it?
Yep.
Do you want to say anything about it?
No, I think you already said it. The update is Sons of Anarchy, Liberty City chapter.
It brings clubs and motorcycle clubs.
Yes, MCs, as it were.
7 people. Oh, I see. Now that's where that came from. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the GTO, I'm still not... I don't know.
Grand Theft Auto Online. I should have put the A in there.
Oh, I
so
get
it's
it.
just Grand Theft
I thought
Online.
it was Grand Theft Auto, the shapeshifter from Deep Space Nine for a second, actually.
That's... Man, deep cuts. We're getting Trekkian.
You bring your last action here, I'll bring my Deep Space Nine.
I love it. 9 space deeps.
Anyway, yeah, that's we've found out about this beforehand. Like, they actually decided to talk about it before it was already out. Like, we never get to talk about these because it comes out the day before we record. We're like, hey, this was announced and released, because Rockstar doesn't care.
They don't. They truly don't. Love it. Now, okay, Lego Dimensions. You've maxed that out. You're done with it for right now, right? You've
but
everything?
they've already updated it for the new stuff. So.
Okay, so
back on the hook.
So the important thing here is being able to now officially have a David Hasselhoff minifig.
That is the important thing.
Because a Knight Rider story pack.
So
you got to be interested in that a little bit.
The way Kotaku words this is very misleading. The story pack belongs to the Lego Batman movie.
Stupid.
Yeah, the Knight Rider is just a fun pack, so it's not even a level pack. It just comes with Hasselhoff and Kit, which still...
Again, I feel like that's still something you got to pick up.
Could happen.
That may be coming to you as a Father's Day gift, just on general principle or something. I don't know, man.
The Hasselhoff minifig ain't bad.
It's pretty great.
There's some timed exclusive crappiness to it between Target and
other places.
GameStop, but yeah, whatever.
More like pain. Stop.
Not gonna happen because get this.
All right, tell me about it.
We might have mentioned this in passing like a little bit. Jim Sterling does things to make people angry, and he made a developer angry by telling them their game was poor.
Sure.
Probably a bombastic and or offensive manner. I don't know.
It's possible.
I didn't watch it.
Nope.
That developer, Digital Homicide, is now in return seeking a subpoena to give to Valve so that Valve will give them the names of 100 users, Steam users, that have otherwise harassed him and his games. I guess it's people acting out, probably Jim Sterling fans to some degree, against this guy for making bad games and or responding poorly to criticism, and which he is doing.
Yeah, the guy is it's the company that is Digital Homicide. It's him.
Digital Homicide.
Yeah, and this is the guy who also put out that game last year. That was, I think it was last year. That was it got all sorts of attention, not because it was a good game, but because of the content. Because it was about the guy in the leather coat that's just gonna go shoot everybody. It was basically a Postal ripoff.
Oh man, it had a stupid name.
And it had a
too.
Stupid name, and
it
I
was
can't
like
remember.
Gun Kill, or
right? Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Just for shock value.
I am 99.999% certain that this is that guy.
Okay, it could be. I don't know about that. Tell you what.
Okay. Tell me what.
He hasn't got his subpoena yet, but Valve made a statement.
Valve states things.
They removed all of his games from Steam, and when somebody asked him about him, they said, Valve has stopped doing business with Digital Homicide for being hostile to Steam. That is it. That's all they said. Fairly descriptive enough. He's also has his ongoing suit against Jim Sterling for $10.7 million. He has since responded to Valve's actions by saying, if you had to guess, he's going to sue them. He's going to sue them too.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. So, okay. And honestly, the more I dug into this, because on its face, this Digital Homicide seems kind of dorky and or like they're making some mistakes. And you know what? I'm gonna say maybe they did. But also, this is about, like, on the other end of the spectrum, there's people gaming the review system and literally, sending him death threats and all sorts of garbage via that manner. And for things maybe not even related to how bad his games might be. So there's a bit of, it sucks. The dude himself has a statement out there on his site where he talks about, what he has been experiencing online, both in his business and personally. So that part sucks. There's never an excuse for that, even if he is responding poorly to some other things or can't take criticism or a joke. It's a messy situation.
Yeah, and you're always going to run into, like, there's always going to be people that are going to do that. Like, we all would love to live in that world where
the internet
doesn't
flows
exist.
Like wine doesn't exist.
Women flow like the beer. Women flow like beer to the
Women
salmon of
like the beer.
Capistrano.
No, you got it. Yeah.
I don't know, Sam of Capistrano. But like dealing with it appropriately is kind of necessary. And the unfortunate reality here is Valve probably did the right thing for them. Digital Homicide is burying themselves now, and they're going to become an even bigger target for people because there's so many just Valve lovers.
I can't see this thing cleaning itself up.
This is not going to
anytime soon.
No, it's not going to end well at all. And I just don't see it being a good thing.
It is not. I think your thoughts have come to bear.
I am a bear. Wait.
Let's get that out there.
I think it's out there.
Let's end this on an up note. Are you ready? Okay, so we've talked a little bit how the Vivendi is trying to hostile take over Ubisoft. They got Gameloft, and the Gimos have circled the Ragans, the Ragamuffins,
Circle
the wagons,
circle the Ragans.
Circle the wagons around Ubisoft in a couple interesting ways that I don't know how I didn't know about this. There's a website called WeLoveUbisoft.com.
Yeah, don't you?
You can go there and submit a photo of yourself to be added to this website that is mostly photos. So I don't know if you've done that yet.
I have definitely not.
Okay.
I will say this.
That's WeLoveUbisoft.com.
Digital Homicide was not the company that made that one game that I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. The other site they've put up to, again, circle the wagons. We are Ubisoft.com.
We are not.
And you can go to the site and literally look at all of the pictures of people that can't make my games work right.
These are the people that broke Tetris.
Look at all these people. I'm serious. You can look. There's thousands of people. You can scroll through. Like, that's the only thing I could think. Like, the roller coaster of emotions. Have you been to the site yet? You can go to it on your computer.
I could. I'm not going to.
Did you get the address?
I've seen the We Love Ubisoft site. And
okay. All right.
I saw that on accident because somebody posted something about it, and I clicked on the video thinking it was going to be a goof, and then it wasn't. It was a bunch of people from Ubisoft talking about how they love being at Ubisoft. I'm like, all right, well, no, that's cool. It's a good motive. Why are they doing that? I didn't make the connection that it was because of the Vivendi thing. It makes more sense now.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, the site worked on me to an extent. Like I got a few pages down and was like, wow, this does kind of personalize it. Like, some of these people are really dorky and earnest and whatever, hey, so am I. Like, And then it kept going and going, and I was like, why are there so many people? Tetris still doesn't work. How could this...
Do they list the games they worked on?
No.
Smart. Because there would be a mass email to that entire team. Why does this game not work?
I
wonder if we can tweet at Eric Pope.
WeLoveUbisoft.com.
I wonder if we can tweet at Pope and ask him if he can talk to the Tetris team. Hey, Eric Pope.
I'm guessing nobody talks to the Tetris team. That might be the problem.
We know you're not involved in Tetris in any way possible, but you work for Ubisoft now, so...
No, I think they're in a room and there's a sign on the door that's like, do not... Like, probably inside the room, there's actually nobody there. Or there's like, like the monkey on the typewriter.
A bunch of Tetrinos just sitting there with glasses on.
at typewriters, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a sign on the door that says, do not approach. It's a lot of people.
Tons of them.
I just want my games to work.
I just want Tetris to work at this point. Like, that I'd be happy about.
And now... let's wrap it up with everybody's new favorite feature.
The lightning round.
Matt Amberg, you're up. It's your week. Are you ready? I've got looks like 4 questions here. Questions.
All right. Let's see how I do.
These are real world news items that we don't want to talk about for more than a second. So let's see.
30 seconds on the clock.
There's no clock.
There is.
There's I guess.
You know what?
Okay,
no.
You got it.
Hold on. I'm going to put on a clock now.
What happens if you run out of time? This is getting too complicated.
Yeah, it's really rough. I don't want to do this anymore. All right.
Poland has created and released and is using postal stamps that feature Geralt from The Witcher.
Well, that's another way to say mail.
Smite has launched their first ever PvE event going on now through October 11th.
I'm willing to bet the toxicity in the chat is still there, just aimed at the computer now.
Fair. Evo Japan is set for January 2018.
Chun-Li!
Rise of Iron,
I got
the
nothing
latest
for that.
Destiny expansion, is out. Hey, no, I'm floating you an easy one for the end here, okay?
Yeah, it's going to be the worst one of all.
The game, yours and my Destiny, the Rise of Iron, new raid. The Rise of Iron is out yesterday. Don't even ask me about that. This question is not about that. The raid is out this Friday.
Well, you had to sit in a queue to play the actual Rise of Iron yesterday, so I imagine you'll be sitting in a queue all weekend for this. Raid away!
All right. I feel like that was a strong showing.
I feel like that was a failure all the way. If I got any of those right, I'm going to be disappointed. Although the first one was okay.
Judges?
Yep. See? Chun-Li.
Games are coming out. I'll tell you all of them right now in a quick fashion. Today, Firewatch for Xbox One is coming out. On the 22nd is Street Fighter V's latest update.
Urian.
The one that has Urian and some new KOs and some colors and some daily targets.
Colors.
The color purple.
Colors.
On the 24th is a game called A House of Many Doors. Do you know what we call... I put this in here. Do you know what we call A House of Many Doors?
No.
We just call it a house. It's every house. Yeah.
Oh, man. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Fish. Yeah, you can't get... I got them all. On the 27th, Cluster Truck.
It's a good name.
I want to try some. You say Cluster Truck.
Cluster.
Yeah, see? When you say it, you get beeped. Cluster Truck. Yeah. It's only when I say it. And it's obvious that you're saying Cluster Truck. Yeah, it's still every time. Forza Horizon 3 also out on the 27th. XCOM 2 for consoles on the 27th. If you haven't been to the site, go check out the site. I'm biased, but whatever. There's no Monday video because there was no Monday video while I was in Arizona because I got to the hotel room and said, man, wouldn't it be cool? I mean, I had all my film equipment. I was like, wouldn't it be cool to do a Monday video in a hotel room on one of the hotel room chairs in a robe?
It would have been.
No robe.
No, can't do it then.
This Monday, however, I didn't do a Monday video because I forgot. I thought about it today when I was sitting down to read up for the cast. I was like, oh, man.
You know what you could do? You could actually record the video today and then post it and backdate it so nobody will know.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And then delete this part of the podcast.
Nope, keep this in.
Okay. Cluster truck.
Cluster
Are your Friday videos still on hiatus?
They're on hiatus.
Sure.
They'll come back eventually. They're just not coming back soon.
Okay, so that takes care of Monday and Friday. Saturday is a day of the week.
That is a new featured day of the week.
It is.
We will be featuring Saturday many weeks in a row.
Yeah.
On
Every
Saturday
week will be a new day.
Yeah.
That we will feature.
Yes, and on Saturday we will hope you will feature the day as well.
Fair. Are we going to stream tomorrow at 7 p.m.
We
Pacific
are.
Standard Time?
We are definitely, as long as you're going to be there.
I might be. Yeah, so last week, sorry.
I streamed.
For anybody who...
I didn't tweet it. I
I'm
forgot
not
to tweet
sorry
it.
then.
You're
welcome.
But...
In fact.
I have actually been streaming a little bit more the past week or so. I'm still working on getting all my stuff set up. Ryan said it looks okay and sounds okay.
Yeah, there's some disconnect here because and it makes for great troubleshooting because you're like, man, this looks like garbage. I'm like, looks okay to me. You're like, I got to fix it. And I'm like, okay, how's this look? That looks really good. It looks like garbage.
Yeah, nothing is working for me. Like I'm just unhappy with how it's all falling out. Like the one I'm watching, I have to remember that what I'm watching is probably not what you're seeing. But it just, man,
you must be getting through a filter or something.
I don't know. Something.
Or it's playing back to you. Is this while you're streaming you're looking at it?
Yeah, but it usually doesn't look that bad. Like it just, I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know.
You say it looks good, so whatever.
It looks good.
Thanks.
Whatever. That's it. It's over.
That's it. Cluster.